Hello to all of you beloved motivators. I am Marlene of Marlene Motivates, and welcome to the Motivated Podcast, where we podcast about important topics for mental health, for well being, personal development, and mindset shifting. Welcome to the podcast. And you know what we say over here, just know it, just breathe it, and be it and live your best life.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Hello to all of you beloved motivators. Welcome to today's podcast. I really do appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much. How you doing, Hippy Dippy? Welcome. Hey, Miss Tracy, how are you? Hey, Tuber Chat, how are you doing, Kevin? Thank you so much for being here. Everybody, if you could hit the like, I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Today, everybody, we're talking about embracing abandonment, loss, and close relationships. It's so important that we talk about this subject because there's many people, I think just about everybody who experiences one or all of these topics. And we want to talk about how we can embrace it. So, how do we embrace abandonment? Well, for one thing, abandonment is not natural. It's not natural to be left from somebody, whoever it is, whether it's a parent, a sibling, a romantic relationship, a friendship. But this topic today is for the lessons that we learn from abandonment. Sometimes, unfortunately, we have people that are in our lives that really don't understand who they are, don't understand about their own potential, their own self love. So, of course, they don't know how to give that to others because people only operate where people can only give you where they are operating. So if they're operating in the negative, then of course that's all they want to give to other people, and they cannot be of service to you and support you and love you. So it's one of the reasons why people walk away. But you know, when it first happens to us, anybody who has been abandoned, whether it's a parent, a sibling, a friend, a romantic relationship, when somebody just ghosts you, just like either stop talking to you or physically leave you in some sort of way, it's one of the most heart-wrenching experiences in life when somebody makes a choice to either stop talking to you or just abandoning the relationship because of the issues that they're dealing with. And it doesn't make us feel any better just to knowing that a person is going through that. We don't want a person to go through anything, but we care about ourselves. And it hurts when somebody that you care about so much does something so painful and so hurtful. And we tend to think that it's tied up like, what did I do? What did I do as a woman? What did I do as a man? What did I do as a child that made somebody feel that it was okay to walk away and to leave me? What could have I ever done? But the issue, it has nothing to do with us. It doesn't. So we have to first start off by stop blaming ourselves. Let's start there. We can't blame ourselves for the immaturity, for a person, whatever situation they're in. And unfortunately, many times people are going through some mental illness and they're just not in a good state of mind. So, of course, it's about protecting your own self. So when that happens, they just feel it's too much. The situation is too much, and I got to leave. I have to walk away. So I wanted to say to anybody who has ever been abandoned by a mother, a father, siblings, a romantic relationship, a friendship, I'm so sorry. I really am. And we need to hear those words. Even if you never hear it from the person who abandoned you should hear it from somebody. And I'm sorry that somebody didn't see you. I'm sorry that they didn't love you. I'm sorry that a person didn't give you what you were wanting and what you were needing. But this topic today of embracing abandonment is very important because when people come into our life and they leave us, while in the beginning, of course, it ultimately hurts us, but in the end, what we turn into, who we grow into, who we blossom into is all a product of if this didn't happen to you, would you be the woman or the man that you are? Most likely not. You guys are talking to each other in chat. So I just want you all to have that thought that when people leave us, while it does hurt, first we have to remember that this has nothing to do with me. Hey, Jessica, how are you? Welcome. Happy Monday to you and happy Monday to everybody. Thank you so much. It's one of those things that when we are going through something, right? When someone has done something to hurt us, to offend us, especially someone has abandoned us when you probably needed them, especially if it was a parent or a sibling, somebody very key and instrumental in your development, in your intellectual capacities, in your wanting love and affection. Yes, that does hurt. But when those people leave our life, just think of it in shifting your focus and shifting your mindset that this happened to me so that I could be my best. And some people who come into our life are came into our life just for the reason just to maybe bring us into this world, and then that's it, and their purpose is done. Now they leave you with other people so that you can go into the next transition. So that's why I wanted to talk about embracing abandonment. And while it's something that is not natural, nobody should be abandoned by their parents or siblings or family members or romantic interests. That's not natural. You know, who quote unquote says that they love you, should be a lifetime, never ending, but it's just not the way that it goes in these days and times. So when we talk about embracing abandonment, not that we're happy, we're not weird or strange to be excited or happy because someone left us. No, it's about what do we learn, how did we grow, how did we elevate because of that abandonment. And I know for sure that it was definitely monumental in my personal growth and development. If I had not been abandoned by a previous relationship, I would not have matured into being the woman that I was. I wouldn't be able to look back and say, because of this issue, I also had to work on previous issues as well. So when things happen to us in our life, don't say, why me? Say, why not me? What is it that I'm supposed to learn from this lesson? What am I supposed to get? What am I supposed to glean? How am I supposed to grow and elevate? It's all about how we choose to focus our mind and not to feel sorry for ourselves, but also to say, where am I going with this? What does God have for me? What does the creator have for me? What does whatever it is I believe in have for me so that I can develop into being a better human being? So that's what I mean when I say embracing abandonment. When we get abandoned by others, what do you learn? I know that it caused me to be more independent. It caused me to be stronger. I found courage that I never thought that I have the courage to just some days just get up out of bed and you don't want to because of the pain and the hurt of being abandoned, or maybe from the pain of that situation, you're able to meet other people through your healing and your personal growth. So, yes, through being abandoned by certain individuals, we experience personal growth. And let's talk about embracing loss. Now, this is the woosah moment, everybody. I know, everybody. Nobody wants to talk about loss. I know it's one of the hardest things in life to talk about. Um, especially when it's grief, loss of a loved one, whether it's a relative, a spouse, a significant other, a sibling. Um, but embracing it means that whatever it is that you had, whatever memories that you had, whatever it is that you enjoyed, use that as your fuel in your present. Don't think about, oh, I lost them, I lost them, I lost them. Shift your mindset to, I was loved, I was cared for, not that they should be here or being bitter and angry. We have a different mindset. We have a different life. We have peace when we allow ourselves to embrace loss in a way of growing, being grateful, and standing in that. I'm grateful that I was loved. I'm grateful for the memories. I'm grateful for so many things. So it's all about shifting our mind to the same thing with abandonment, shifting instead of feeling sorry for ourselves because we were left. Now we are in the position that I was left, and now because I'm by myself, now I have this peace. Now I can focus on things. Now I can elevate and go and do the things that I want to do. And because of the loss, because you learned something, maybe it's going to help you to get into your passion. I know that, you know, grieving and losing somebody that I dearly love, actually, several people that I loved in more recent times, every single relationship that we have, people come and they deposit into us. They bring something and they leave it and implant it in us. So use that. Embrace what another person has taught you. Embrace what another person has helped you to grow into, and use that as your fuel to cause you to elevate to your next level. Embrace the loss. Don't feel sorry that they're gone. Feel happy that you were loved by this individual or these individuals. And then use that and show by your testimony, because they came into my life, now I can be strong, I can be resilient, I can be capable, I can go after my passion because I was loved by or this person. It's all about mindset shifting. And if you allow your mind to stay in a positive state, then you can elevate in a positive way. But of course, if you allow yourself to stay in the negative and all you ever do is complain, and why did they leave me, and why, staying in the why is me keeps us stuck. And we don't want to stay stuck. We want to elevate, we want to grow, we want to develop. So I know that it's hard. And I'm not saying to be like, rough, have a rough exterior, like it doesn't bother you. Of course, there's going to be times where we feel sad. Of course, there'll be times where you'll be upset of whoever left you or whatever, because we're human and we have feelings, and it's okay to feel that way. But do not let the pain, do not let the trauma, do not let the hurt keep you stuck, stop you from developing, stop you from elevating, stop you from being yourself, stop you from living to your highest and the fullest potential that you deserve. Yes, every single one of us deserves to elevate and to grow and to live our life with peace, joy, and passion. And we have to think about it that way. Just saying that I'm so grateful that I had this one or this one in my life because they deposited in me a hard work ethic, because they deposited in me believing in myself, that they deposited in me courage. Or maybe if they didn't give that to you, but because of their poor example, you said, I don't want to be like that. I want to be better. So that's about taking your circumstances and shifting upward instead of shifting downward. There's enough negativity out there. We don't need to add negativity to our minds, to our thoughts. We need to make sure that whatever has happened to us, whatever pain, whatever hurt, whatever trauma, whatever loss, whatever it is, using it as a fuel to elevate. Okay? That's what we're going to do. Hey, Alicia, how are you doing? Welcome. I see everybody's driving. Everybody's driving. You guys be safe out there. Hi, Miss Nancy. How are you doing? Welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Happy Monday, everybody. And that's the thing about life is there's always going to be pain, there's always going to be trauma, there's always going to be disappointments, but it's how do we allow ourselves to see it? Do you see your life as the glass half full, or do you see it as glass half empty? Do you see this as a um a hurt, or do you see this as a way to for your growth potential, for your elevation, for your working on yourself, for your maturity, for learning personal accountability? And I never thought that someone being in our life, being a horrible example, whoever it was in your life, I think everybody has somebody that's in our life that they just don't get it. They're just a bad example. And for me, I turned that around on its axis. And I allowed myself to say, that's exactly what you don't want to be. That's exactly what I will not allow. That's exactly an example of giving up. That's an example of throwing in the towel. That's an example of not healing. That's an example of what happens when you don't forgive. So, whatever has happened to you, this podcast is about allowing ourselves to be in a position that no matter where you're coming from, abandonment, loss, close relationships, where we're going to get into in a little bit, no matter what you have been through in your life, whoever came in or left, whether they poured into you or they did a lot of subtracting, now as adults, we are in charge of how we are going to let our minds process this. Am I going to be angered? Am I going to be miserable? Or will I have joy? Will I make peace with the situation? Will I make peace with the person? Will I forgive them so that I can live my best? And I'm telling you that the moment that I forgave the ones that hurt me the most, that I forgave myself for not allowing myself to move on and to not expect things from others that I personally would do. Many times we expect us from other people. People cannot be us. They cannot be us. They cannot read our minds. Some people are not mature. Some people are not reasonable. They're not accountable. Some people are very selfish. But at the same time, we are the ones that have to be in control of, okay, this is my life. Remember, we're in the driver's seat of our life. And either you're going to put your foot on the gas or you put your foot on the brake. It's our choice. And I had to learn that it was my choice how much peace I was going to have, how much joy, how much I was going to live my life on my terms, how I was going to use my passions and learn to monetize them, how I was going to be different than past generations. And we don't have to be miserable. You don't have to be angry or bitter just because of whoever it is in your life that hurt you or abandoned you, stabbed you in the back, is jealous of you. Let's take all of those negative things and hit the backspace button. Go and little by little remove all of that negativity from your mind and from your heart. Remember, we are the ones that what we allow ourselves to believe. So, what do you believe about yourself? Do you believe that everything happened the way that it's supposed to happen? That's my belief system. Everything that has happened to me happened so that I could be the woman that I am today, so that I could be able to reach who I need to reach, so that I can live my life with joy and passion. That sometimes the people who come in our life, they hurt us so much, so that later on in our life, in the future, that we can be so happy. I find that to be so strange, so weird, that we could be in a space that we could be so unhappy and miserable, but it's all because that's what we believed. That's all we think we could do. That's all we think we could have. But when you shift your mind, that I don't have to be upset. I don't have to be angry. I don't have to be bitter. I can forgive. I can let go. I can live in the moment. I can love myself. I can be my own best friend. I can use my gifts. I can use my talents. I can love myself. I can bless other people. I can teach. I can heal. I can pay it forward. See, that's what you do with your pain. That's what you do with your hurt. Use your pain, use your hurt, use your loss as fuel to propel you into your next level, to your elevation, to wherever it is that you're trying to shift to. And I'm so grateful to be in that space, that I have learned the lesson. Because don't get me wrong, I stayed in that space many years where I was angry, screaming, complaining, jealous, all of those things, bitter because how dare they leave me, and who do they think they are, and I don't deserve this. When all I had to do was make one decision, and it shifted everything else in my life. Everything altered because of this one thought that I'm about to speak on. All because of the thought that I'm in control of the way I think. And if I choose to think positively, everything else in my life will shift to positive. If I choose to forgive and heal, that you're going to automatically dismiss the negative. You're going to dismiss the drama, the foolishness. You don't want no part of it. See, because now you're on the season of healing and personal growth and elevation, all of those things. So it shows that just because a person may have left you, a person may have passed on, and let's go into close relationships. But before I do that, let's see some of the comments here. Oh, Miss Tracy saying hi to everybody. Okay, everybody, let's go into this part two about close relationships, embracing close relationships. Now, for me, I'm not a person that calls them breakups. I call them closed relationships. For me, that has helped me with my healing processes. It's just like a store, it's open or it's closed. Same thing when it comes to a relationship, no matter what the relationship is, whether it's parental, whether it's your siblings or relative, whether it's a romantic relationship, a friendship, work, business. Sometimes, because a relationship is not healthy, they have to end. They must end because of their toxic nature, because you find yourself not growing in the relationship. That there's nothing but pain, there's nothing but misuse, no trust, disrespect. You don't find yourself ever growing in those said relationships. And those are the relationships that you must close. You must close it for your mental health, for your physical health, for your, even ultimately your financial health. Because staying in these relationships where all you're ever doing is shelling out money, which you don't have, but you keep giving out. Because I don't know who I'm speaking to on this message, but sometimes we feel that we can buy a person's love. That if I do these things, then you're going to love me back. And all it is they only will say they love you so that you can continue to shell it out. And the moment that you stop, their love, quote unquote, stops as well. So we have to pay attention to all those things that are red flags, and learn to embrace the close relationships. When a relationship ends, when there is a breakup, or I call a closure of a relationship, Yes, it hurts because of the disappointment, the pain, the hurt they may have caused you, how they make you feel, the way they talk to you, all the things that you have had to suffer because of the relationship, all of those things. Nancy says you don't trust anybody, Nancy. It's one of those things that in this life we have to remember that we're in control of what we think. And when relationships close because of their toxic nature, we need to embrace that. Be happy, because now you can get to the space of when we close those toxic relationships, now we can have peace, we can have our personal time, we can have money, we can have joy, even our health improves. Sometimes like the headaches will go away, sometimes probably the shakes because they stress you out, or you'll find that your health will improve when you go to the doctor. It's wild how certain individuals in our life can be to our detriment. They can bring so much pain that it starts to affect our physical and our mental health. Mental health is one of those things that it really does matter. So we really have to pay attention to how other people are affecting us. And if they're not affecting us in a good way, we have to embrace that it's time to close those doors and end those relationships and embrace that. Be, protect yourself. That's a part of self-love, self-care, self-awareness, self-respect, all of them. And embracing ourselves, because I love myself, I can no longer let you stay in my life. I can no longer let you manipulate me or take from me, use me, make me feel inferior. See, we cannot feel inferior without our permission. We're the ones that listen to people and their projections, their fears, and their doubts, so on and so forth. But I wanted to have this podcast and to say, whoever hurt you, or whatever loss it is that you have experienced, I want you to understand that it's time for us to embrace that abandonment, embrace the loss, embrace the closed relationships, because it's time for our healing to begin. It's time for our elevation, for us to progress and feel happy, for us to use our gifts. And we cannot do that when we are in the negative space, when we are complaining. Close those doors, close those relationships, embrace the change. I know it's hard when we experience loss of a loved one and we grieve for them. And yes, we grieve for them and we miss them. But now we are a person that now you have the openness and the freeness to do what you need to do for your ultimate peace and your ultimate joy. I want the best for you, and I want you to want the best for yourself. But it means that we have to be open. It means we have to be honest. We have to look at ourselves in the mirror and say, I don't deserve to stay in this space of pain and hurt, and to be walked all over, to be treated like trash, to be ghosted, to be disrespected, to never be supported with our own hopes and dreams. We don't deserve any of that. You don't deserve it. And I want you to not only love yourself, but also start thinking about your potential for what you can be in the future. Thank you so much for tuning into today's podcast. I really do appreciate every single one of you. And I want to say to every single one of you, know yourself, love yourself. And when doors close, when people abandon us, when we experience loss, when there's close relationships, just know that there is nothing inside of you that is insufficient. It doesn't mean that you're not a great person. It just means maybe they weren't the right person for you, or maybe they're going through something. Don't feel that you're less than or you did something wrong, even if they have told you. Don't accept the negative. Know yourself and love yourself. Believe in yourself and have enough courage to use your pain, turn it into your power, and then turn that into your passion to live your life with peace, hope, and joy. Remember, you are enough. And I want you to remind yourself of that every time you experience abandonment, loss, and closed relationships. I am enough. I have the potential inside of me. I can make great change and I love myself. Some people, unfortunately, don't see the bright light that is within us. Maybe we're too much or they take us for granted or whatever the case may be. But move on with your life, move on with peace and joy. And I wish you all a healing journey to your best life ever. I'm Marlene of Marlene Motivates, and you've tuned into your Motivated Daily. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe to this channel. And you know what we say over here, just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life. If you have not subscribed, liked, and shared, please do so. And those in the replay, leave me a comment in the comment section below. I will see you guys on tomorrow for the members only, and on Wednesday for my public motivators. I'll see you guys in the morning for the Motivated Daily that will be uploaded at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you guys then. Bye-bye.
Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life. Be encouraged, be inspired, be yourself, you will survive. Just know it, just breathe it, and be it, and live your best life.
Forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? I forgive me, I love me. I've been blessed that I have made it through. I'm stronger and worthy. I am enough now. What about you? Ooh, oh. Whoa, yeah.